So good afternoon,
Good
everyone.
afternoon, everyone.
I'm Shivangi,
I'm
and it's a
Shivangi,
pleasure
and
to
it's a
welcome you
pleasure to
all
welcome
on
you
behalf
all
of
on
Whiteboard
behalf of
Education
Whiteboard
and Research
Education and
Foundation
Research
to
Foundation
another
to
inspiring
another
session of the
inspiring
Change
session of
Makers
the
of
Change
India
Makers of India
2.0.
2.0.
This platform is
This
dedicated
platform is
to
dedicated
celebrating
to
real
celebrating
stories
real
of real
stories of
people,
real
those who are
people,
making
those who
India
are making
stronger
India
through their bold
stronger through their
ideas,
bold
honest
ideas,
efforts,
honest
and
efforts,
unstoppable
and
spirit.
unstoppable
And
spirit.
today we are
And
joined
today we
by
are
a
joined
woman who
by
has
a
done
woman who
exactly
has
the
done
same.
exactly the
Please
same.
join me in
Please join
welcoming
me
Ms.
in
Shilpa Arora,
Arora,
co-founder and
co-founder and
COO of Insurance
COO of
Samadhaan,
Insurance
and a
Samadhaan,
featured
and a
entrepreneur
featured
on Shark Tank
entrepreneur on
India
Shark
Season
Tank
1.
India Season 1.
Shilpa ma'am is not
Shilpa
just a
ma'am is not
successful
just a
entrepreneur,
successful
she is a
entrepreneur,
champion
she
of
is a champion
policyholder
of
rights,
policyholder
an
rights,
advocate for
an
ethical
advocate for
insurance,
ethical
and a role
insurance,
model
and a role
for
model
everyone
for
who dreams
everyone
of
who
solving
dreams of
real world
solving real
problems
world problems
through meaningful
through
innovations.
meaningful
Her
innovations.
startup,
Her startup,
Insurance Samadhaan, has
Insurance
helped
Samadhaan,
more
has
than 1
helped
lakh
more than
people
1 lakh
who were
people
stuck in
who were
insurance
stuck in
frauds,
insurance
claims,
frauds,
rejections,
claims,
or
rejections,
mis-selling
or
cases.
mis-selling
What
cases.
makes her
What
journey
makes her
special is
journey
that
special
it's
is
rooted in
that
a
it's rooted
powerful
in a
purpose
powerful
to
purpose
restore
to
trust in an
restore trust
industry
in
that
an
touches
industry
all
that
our
touches
lives.
all our
For
lives.
our audience
For
today,
our
whether
audience
you are a
today, whether you
student,
are a
a
student
fresher stepping
or
into the
fresher stepping
corporate
into the
world,
corporate
or an
world, or
inspiring
an
entrepreneur,
inspiring
this
entrepreneur,
session is
this
going to
session is
open your
going to
eyes to
open
the
your
impact
eyes to
of
the impact
purpose
of
driven
purpose-driven
entrepreneurship,
entrepreneurship,
the real picture
the real
of the
picture
insurance
of the
sector,
insurance
and of
sector,
course,
and of course,
behind the scenes
behind the scenes
experience of being
experience of
on Shark
being
Tank
on
India.
Shark Tank
So get
India.
ready to
So
learn,
get ready to
be
learn,
inspired,
be
and take
inspired,
your first
and
step
take your
towards your
first
own
step
change
towards your
maker
own
journey.
change maker
Let's
journey.
give a big
Let's
virtual
give a
round of
big virtual
applause
round
and
of
a warm
applause and
welcome to Ms. Shilpa Arora. Welcome, ma'am.
thank you so much. Thank you everyone for inviting me for the session. You will start the question, or should I start with my
Yeah, I will
journey?
start
How
with
it?
the questions, ma'am.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what was the spark that led you to start Insurance Samadhan? I mean, was it personal experience or a market gap that you observed?
So it was a market gap. I was working with Max Life Insurance, and I was in the training department of Max Life, handling about six offices, and main office was CP branch. And a lot of customers will walk in with their problems, issues, and we would help them address. So once a crime branch officer walked into the office, and he had about 36 policies which were missold to his father, amounting for about 60 lakhs. And we were surprised that he was seeking our help. We did help him and get his money back in about 3 to 4 months. But then we realized that if a person of such stature, who himself is a crime branch officer, is not able to solve mis-selling, all he could do was, arrest that person and put him behind the jail, but money was lost. So we realized that if he cannot solve, then possibly, ordinary person just cannot, get into the system and get the money back. That was the trigger point when three of the co-founders, Sadesh, me, and Deepak, who are working in Max Life Insurance, discussed this. And we decided, okay, we will start helping policyholders because this market is big. A lot of mis-selling is happening in the industry. You go to bank, you go to advisors online, a lot of fraud is happening. And that's how in 2018 we all left our job and started Insurance Samadhan. And the journey has been great. Now we are handling everything. We started with life insurance, now it is health, travel, business, everything that insurance is covering. We are there to help the policyholders.
That is such a relatable beginning, ma'am. I think many of our students will also resonate with the idea of solving real world problems they have seen around them. So, building something in the insurance space, sounds very complex. So,
Complex.
what were
So
your
what were
biggest
your
roadblocks in
biggest
the early
roadblocks
days
in the
and
early
how did you
days, and
navigate
how did
them?
you navigate them? So when we started, we had no clue as to how things would get solved. So we would sit with files, we will sit with physical policies, and me and Salesh would sit and start solving, reading the policy and finding out the gaps, what are the pointers, how we can win the case. So it was almost 1.5 year. It was all physical, and we were getting about 5, 10 cases, maybe 20 cases was a celebration in the month. And then also to understand the system where to launch the grievances, because being in insurance company and solving was very easy. Max customer is coming to Max and talking to the HO and solving was easy. But when it came to all the companies, the processes were different. Every company followed different processes. So we had to actually understand each and every company how the things would solve, what are the trigger points. If they do not solve, then where can the policy holder go? Because there was no defined journey. So we started doing a lot of research. We started reading all the IRD regulations. And then this COVID also happened simultaneously. And in COVID, a lot of health rejection, you would have seen that people would have a claim of 10 lakh, but only 2 lakh was given. So we started entering into the health area as well, where again we started studying the policy, studying the discharge summary, doctors, understanding the medical condition. So first 2 years was mostly a lot of research went into the idea. And then we had a CTO, Ravi, who joined as a co-founder. I would discuss with CTO how to now automate all these things. So we started bucketing the various problems that the policyholder is having. And then slowly, the technology part started to take off. Initial days was obviously very tough. We got threatening calls, we got legal notices from the insurance company that stop here, because this was something obviously tough for them also to understand that somebody is there helping the policy holder. But we were persistent and we were consistent in our efforts that we have to do this, and we continued.
Yeah. Wow. So that kind of resilience is truly inspiring for, any inspiring, aspiring founder here today.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the core competency. That is the core, I think, belief in your idea that is
Right.
required. It is not an easy journey, I will definitely say, because so I left my corporate job, and for the young people, you would see, your colleagues doing so well. People who are in the job are getting higher salary, whereas we are struggling with everyday's revenue. We are struggling to pay, salaries to people. So it's not entrepreneurship is definitely not easy journey.
Definitely agree to it.
Definitely agree to it.
So, ma'am, before
So, ma'am,
fully committing to insurance Samadhan, how did you test or validate your idea, to know it was worth pursuing?
so validation, only validation that we had was our experience in Max Life, as I said.
Mm.
That was easy because we were there and solving. But actually, when we jumped out, things were different. But still, we felt that market needs this idea, so we continued with it. Validation
Yes.
happened only in the first 2 years, where we started uh, exploring, doing research, solving problems of other insurance companies, solving health issues, started solving travel, fire insurance. So every day is a learning in the startup world, and you have to continuously update yourself, study a lot, and maybe
Yeah.
insurance segment. So I have to really update myself and study everything happening around, so that I can help the policy holder.
I think that insight is gold for students exploring their own startup ideas. Thank you, ma'am, for breaking that down. So, insurance is often seen as a very technical sector, and how important it is to, have deep domain knowledge when launching a startup in such an industry.
It's, I think, very important. As I said, that even when we went deeper into it, we realized that even the people working in the insurance companies are not aware of the policyholder right. All the insurance companies are involved into selling the products, so they have very good sales pitches. They have very good products. They know how to sell. But when it comes to policyholder protection, nobody is aware. So when we started going to the insurance company and talking about it, we were surprised that they were not even aware. Even the grievance head would not understand what are the protection being offered by IRDA. Till today I say that it is impossible for anyone to solve a technical rejection on their own, because this requires you to understand the technicalities of the product. You need to know the IRDA guidelines for the policyholder protection, and then the kind of disease you are fighting, or what is the kind of hospitalization. So there are three aspects where an expert will intervene and then help you solve the problem. So we remove all the emotions and put the technical points which should help you get your money from the insurance company.
Definitely, that has to be there. Yeah. So, ma'am, what are the top three skills that you think students should start, developing now if they dream of building a startup, one day?
One day.
So most important thing I would say is being persistent. You have to believe in your idea. So when we go out and talk to people, out of 100, we will receive 95, 96% rejection. When we started Insurance Samadhaan, even industry, everyone said, including my family, they were against the idea that how can you solve when the insurance company has rejected. So if you have to have believe in yourself, there will be resistance from all around. So we face from our family, we face from the insurance sector. In the office also, hiring was very tough. So you have to be sure of the idea, and you have to hold on to that idea. So when we started the journey, we were clear that at least for 5 years we will not question each other. Whatever be the journey, we will just stand and go ahead without complaining for 5 years. So this was another decision that so in the journey there may be issues. You may want to give up at time, because when you look around, other people are doing well and you are not, and you are putting all the hard work. There is a you have to work for sometimes as high as 20 hours also. You don't get that sleep also, and then you realize yaar kar kya rahe hai, no? And that is there will be points where you would want to leave um, what you are doing. So you have to be persistent, consistent, and believe in the idea. That is more important. And also continuously update yourself, know the industry. Um, Being a founder, I come from a science background. I did study insurance, I did associate in life insurance. But then I started facing issues in understanding the finances, the cash flows. When you are talking to the investors, they are talking about some projections, the growth and all those things, which I personally had never studied. So I had to study that. I did a course in finance to understand, what these things mean, because I'm the business owner. Then to understand technology part, so I did product management to understand how to deal with my technology team. What is it that they are trying to convey? What are the technical jargons maybe they are also using? So you have to continuously, you be ready to continuously study. And I think in today's world, whatever be the field, even if you're not doing entrepreneurship, things are changing. I always say, and in our times, we would talk about having a stable career, but now you have to have a lot of flexibility, and a lot of you have to continuously upgrade your skills in the era of AI, chat GPT. You have to continuously update. No more is the time where you just do the graduation, post graduation, and you are doing a job. Uh, the jobs are becoming difficult. AI is taking over the jobs. The job market is changing drastically. So you have to update yourself. So three things: be persistent, consistent in your work. Don't lose hope if you believe in the idea, and continuously update yourself in this journey.
Totally agree. Definitely. Consistency, resilience, and continuous upgradation are the keys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
let's talk
let's
about
talk
Shark Tank.
about
So,
Shark
what
Tank.
was going
So
on
what
through
was
your
going
mind
on
during
through your
that
mind
pitch? I
during
mean,
that
the
phase? I mean,
nervousness,
the nervousness,
excitement, or a bit of
excitement,
both?
or a bit of both?
Okay. So personally, I'm not a very social person. I don't like meeting people. I don't like interacting. I'm a back end kind of person who would do their job, study. I'm a very uh, different kind of a person. I don't go out. So when this Shark Tank came, my co-founder said that you have to come along, and I was like, no, I don't want to go to the TV because I don't like it. Then he said, "No, you are the key person. You have to come along." So with great pressure on my mind that being a co-founder, you also have to break the shell and come out to the public and talk. So today, I do go to colleges, I do go to conferences and speak, which was not my characteristic when I started this journey. So you have to break that ceiling, become a different person altogether because the business demands so. So Shark Tank was similar to me. That was the first ceiling that I had to break and come out of my shell. The experience was really good, I would say. Very authentic kind of setup. They first do the analysis of all the financials, your idea. So first screening happens in online, and then it happens in Delhi, where you physically visit the place. They would check everything, financials, your ideas, everything, and they will also ask you to present. After the presentation, then they would shortlist few startups. Then they invite you to Mumbai, where they keep you in the studio for about 3 days. Only thing that they would say is the first 1 minute of the script is practiced. Okay, so when we started, whatever the first 1 minute that we said was scripted by them to just to create a hype of the startup, because that would be used by them for their promotions. Post that, it was almost 1.5 2 hours interaction with sharks, and that was live. We were not prepared. No questions are given in advance. It is just live, and you have to be yourself and answer those questions. So everything that you see in Shark Tank is all live. There is no scripting except for the first 1 minute, where when you talk about the idea that you are coming for, that is scripted. Rest is all live. So what is happening, whatever is happening is live, nothing scripted. So you have to be well prepared what you are going to do. So we were three founders, and we left the decision on the CEO, because there you have to decide on the offer if you receive. So we left it on the CEO. It was the roles were clearly defined. Who would answer what kind of questions? If an operations questions come, I would answer. If a technical questions was asked, the CTO will answer. And if there is about the negotiation and the shareholding and all, then the CEO will answer. And if the decision has to be taken, the CEO will take the decision, and we will not interrupt, so that everything is just streamlined, and nobody is conflicting at that time of going live. So overall, when we came back, this happened in October, November. Our episode was telecasted on Jan 25th. It was within 60 seconds, our number was flashed on the screen, and you would not believe that we were on calls till 3 a.m. almost. The entire team, me, the CEO, C2, everyone was on calls, because we started receiving call immediately. That justifies, the kind of market we are operating. That people genuinely had problem, and they started calling us. We could not discuss their problems, because so many calls were coming. All we could do was to take their name, number, and we asked for permission to call. That we will call back after some time. Please allow us some time. And 26th Jan, we had to open the office. Again, we had to take calls for 1 week. We had huge number of calls coming. Now the issue became that we did not have that kind of team to handle, because we were a very small team, and this kind of business was not expected. Immediately there was a growth of 10 times from the on the date of telecast. We had to hire, so we were hiring, we were handling those customers. We had to immediately send out mails to the mail, SMS, WhatsApp to everyone who had contacted, asking for a 1 month time at least, because we won't be able to cater on the number of inquiries that we had. Shark Tank also helped us hire very good people. So when people saw us, they realized that they want to be associated with this cause. So we got very good CV. Earlier, we were struggling because nobody wants to join a startup. They don't know what will happen. So now we got very good people because of Shark Tank. Our business grew 10 times immediately as soon as Shark Tank was telecasted. So overall, I'll say it's a very good platform for entrepreneurs. You don't pay anything. There's nothing to lose. Very good marketing input that you can get. Only thing is that you should be very well prepared. They look at everything before selecting you, taking you to the stage. And once you are on the stage, I think every business has grown who is in the Shark Tank, who has been telecasted in the Shark Tank.
Wow, that is
That
an
that
amazing,
is amazing,
journey to hear of.
journey to hear of.
So, ma'am,
So,
what
ma'am, what
advice you would like to
advice
give to
like
young entrepreneurs
young
who are,
entrepreneurs
dream of
dream
making it
of
someday
making
to
it
Shark
someday
Tank?
to something?
So most important thing is, as I said, keep your financials correct. We are seeing a lot of fraud happening. So
Yeah.
let's be very clear that whatever accounting you are doing in the startup, it has to be very clear. As founders, young founders, we tend to misuse the fund, and also people also would like in and around me. People also say, "तुम्हें क्या problem है? It's your business. You can withdraw and all that." We are at
Yeah.
minimal salary. All five of us, we are five co-founders. Minimal salary. Our salary is less than the employees, I would say. So we draw kind of pocket money for about, it's been 6 months and still the situation remains the same. And we've decided till the date we don't become profitable, we will not use the money. So use the investors' money very discreetly, and that is how they would respect you.
Mm.
If you are fair, if you are honest with them, they would help you. And they would also like to invest in such companies where financials are clear. And that was seen in Shark Tank also. They have CAs and all who would first do due diligence of all the documents. So documentation in terms of labor law, following the law of the country, GST filing, tax, everything should be correct. That is the first step. The idea should be new, preferably. They prefer new idea. And they also look at the founders, how confident you are, because they give you the stage and you fumble and you're not able to speak. So all those things are also assessed. So they do a first check at Delhi, like
Yeah.
we in Delhi, so Delhi, so they'll put you in the similar situation, and they'll see how confident you are in delivering what you are doing, and they would ask questions to test your confidence level. So you have to be very confident uh, when you are in the screening, so
Mm.
that when the final thing happens, you should not be jittery, and the life should not get spoiled. These are the only things that.
That
So
is
in
such a practical tip. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's not just about the pitch, but the preparation that builds the confidence.
Absolutely.
Uh,
The trust in your idea.
yeah,
If
trust in your
you're,
ideas.
you, that's what they check. They just check the founder. Everyone who is investing in the company will only see the founder, how confident you are, how focused you are, and how good you know your numbers. Do you
Yes.
know the projection? Do you know where you are taking the company? Do you know what is the revenue? And these are the questions they ask in the Shark Tank also. What was your past 6 months revenue? What was your last year revenue? So that is what they're checking. They already have it,
Hmm.
but they're checking how much you know. It's
How
there
much honest you
given
are
in the
also.
summary form to them. They have it and they know it. They
Hmm.
just check that how much a founder is aware.
Right, right, right. Honesty is also checked.
Yes.
So, ma'am, we do not hear, many a student saying that I want to work in insurance. So, why do you think this sector deserves more attention from the youth?
As I said, that in insurance, it is more about selling, and people nowadays don't want to sell. It's
Yeah.
one of the hardest product to sell, and they have targets also.
Hmm.
Selling is becoming difficult because obviously people don't have trust. First thing that industry need to build is that, if I'm buying the policy, I'm sure that my claim will come through. The major challenge is that people, if you do a survey, they will say we are not sure, and people don't buy insurance that okay, claim to denge hi nahi. So that
Hmm.
trust factor is missing. So it's becoming very difficult for people to sell insurance, and that is why they don't want to enter industry where it is so
Hmm.
challenging. I feel that may be one of the reasons. Let's see how industry changes and how we are able to build trust in the system, because insurance, if you look at the product, it is very important for everyone. We need to have a term insurance, we need to have a health insurance, and we need to have fire insurance for our houses.
Right.
But still, knowing that we do not buy it. If you check with the students also, their family may not have insurance. And once you get into the hospital, the minimum bill is 5 lakhs, and most people would not have that in their accounts.
Right.
You know,
Right.
all the saving will just go away if one hospitalization happens. My mother has cancer. I know I'm already in 1 year almost close to 35 lakhs is spent, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And it's minimum. You can't do anything about it. You have to go for the treatment. There is no option.
Right. Right.
Insurance, so at least financially, I did not have a trouble, but I only have to take care of her diet and everything, and she could recover. If I would not have insurance, it would have been financial burden as well. You know, you then have to do a lot of things to arrange those finances, and maybe then that free decision of going for advanced therapy, I would have gone for. People would have gone for conventional कि छोड़ो अभी ये 1 लाख का है अगर वो 25,000 का है चलो let's go with that. You know? So if you have insurance, health insurance, and then you are safe, but still people don't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very true.
Very true.
So, ma'am, if someone wants to explore a career in
Explore a career
insurance
in
sector or
insurance
fintech,
sector
what
or
kind
fintech,
of
what
role
kind of
should they be
roles
looking
should they
into?
be looking into?
See the growth from the growth point of view, it is the sales in every industry.
In every field.
In every industry, you have sales as and people who are CEOs are generally from sales or marketing.
Hmm.
Because they know the journey and they know how to then build a strategy for the growth of the company. So it has to be the career is sales. There are certain exams conducted by III Insurance Institute of India, which is like licentiate, associate, and fellowship. If anybody is interested, they should enroll in the test. It's a online test. You have to go to the center and give. And these are very high value. These are like CA of insurance. Not easy to crack, but if you crack it, then the growth in the industry becomes very fast.
Okay.
Then you are, treated with much respect. So they can look at licentiate, associate, and fellowship from Insurance Institute of India. They can get into the claim side as well. That is also a good area to be, but then medical knowledge is required. You need to be some Ayurvedic doctor or a BDS or something. So the growth in the claim side is more for the doctors who have the medical experience as well. But I think sales will be the best
Sales
option.
is so
Sales
there
is
in
so
every
there in
industry.
every
Every
industry.
industry sales is the best option to move
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So very helpful. I
So
think
very
this will
helpful. I think
open,
this
a
will
lot of
open,
doors for students who
doors
have
for
not
students who have
considered
not
insurance sector
considered
before.
insurance sector before.
So now, ma'am, let's talk
Now, ma'am,
about the
let's talk
freshers
about
since
the
we have a lot
freshers
of
since we
freshers
have a lot
joining us today in this
joining us
series.
today in this
So
series.
what are the some
So what are
must-have
the some
skills,
must-have
freshers
skills,
must be
freshers
having
must be
when they are
having when
starting
they are
to
starting to
build their career in
their
insurance
career in
space?
insurance space?
So in this era, it's about the personality. We don't look at too much of education, whether you have scored 90, 100, that does not matter. All that matter is your attitude, which is a go-getter kind that, okay, you are there to achieve something in life. So basically, the industry nowadays is looking at people who are good in other activities, go extra like maybe a football player because uh, when somebody is in sports, we find that they're more competitive. So that competitive element comes out from the child if they are participating in, say, dance competition, sports competition. So then they become competitive and more productive for the company. Uh, Knowledge is important, but that's not the only criteria. So people should look at overall personality, the communication skills, how they're dressing up. Another challenge with Gen Z is punctuality. They don't
Yeah.
reach in time. If an interview is scheduled, they would possibly not. They would not even inform, and they will not even turn up. So that also spoils the entire image, and you don't get another chance.
Right.
And right. We have seen very common reasons of not coming to the interviews, which is like we understand it's false. Emergency situation, medical conditions, all those things. Whereas we realize that they have not got up of their bed and you know prepared for the interview. So some casualness is happening, which needs to be taken care. That you have to be disciplined when it's about office. You have to reach in time and you have to work in those hours. I think that's the key thing that industry is looking at, because there is a major transition. We are different generation, and the young people are coming and demanding flexibility, hybrid model. I think uh, that was there for COVID. That was there at the time uh, of COVID. But now we want to come back to office. Office is important because here you're learning the human skills, how to deal with people around. Sitting at home, you can't learn them. Your overall personality develops when you come to office. You see day-to-day challenges. You learn a lot of things. So these hybrid models are no more operational. But then we see people coming and asking that we want a hybrid model, one day home, and these things. I think the mindset needs to change. It's important to be in the office, and it's important to learn human skills as well. Being in the virtual world is not everything.
Very practical tips. And this is, yeah, true for every industry. Discipline, resilience, your punctuality has to be there. This is what every industry looks for.
Yes.
So, ma'am, does Insurance Samadhan offers internships or mentorships? And if yes, so what do you expect from students as interns?
We do offer internships. Internships in analyticals is there, computer programming and all that is there. And I think these two areas is what where we are offering, because rest other is technical, dealing with the customers. Again, here what we expect is seriousness in the work. I mean,
Yeah.
internships are not taken very seriously by people, and then they feel that okay, internship ही है घर से कर ले, so these are certain things that we see that if now they are not practically present in the office, then how are we expecting them to grow in the company? And yes, a lot of interns have got job in our company. When we started Insurance Samadhaan, we did not have money, and we started with interns only. And all these interns have now risen to the management position. They started with 15,000 maybe when they were interns, and today they are earning as high as 1 to 2 lakh rupees a month within a span of 4 years. So growth has happened, but these people were sincere. These people, if I talk about the characteristic, they did not refuse to any work. They were open to work. In startup, the profile changes significantly because we are solving a issue, and there may be a diversion. Okay, not like this, maybe like this, maybe like this. So these people who continue to stay with us were open to work, were open to ideas, were open to experimentation. They were not rigid. If extended hours were required initially, they were there with us. They stood with us in thick and thin, and that is why they are part. They are very important part of the journey. They are now our shareholders as well, and they are holding key positions in the company now. So internship is very important, and should be considered as a very important part of your journey. It should not be just a certificate collection just for the sake of college. These are the time when people are observing you. If you perform very well, there are chances that you get absorbed in the company, or maybe recommended to another company, saying that okay, very good person, very sincere, must try this. So I would say that interns have to work seriously, and not for just for the certificate. We have got people who just wanted a certificate, and we have given and sent them back. Okay, bye. Know what to do. If your attitude is like that you just want a stamping on your CV, take it. If you want to really work, then you work.
That is really a wonderful opportunity, I must say, with Insurance Samadhaan. And I hope our students are taking notes. So, ma'am, how can students begin building, an entrepreneurial mindset even while they're still in college?
Oh, so you should start working, writing your idea and building the project report in terms of what is the idea, how they want to implement, what is the kind of team that is needed to build that idea, what are the kind of financials initially required, and what are the kind of projections that they're looking at year one, year two, how are they going to get those customers. If they can do some testing while they are in college, it is great, because that time you are free to test the market. So there's a there's something called minimum viable product. If you can do that, uh, test the product and then be ready for the market, and then come out and talk to the investors. I would always say that when you start, choose your investors wisely. People who have interest in you, don't go after money, go after the skill that they are building, bringing to the table. How many connections can they help you? How can they help you grow the market? What technical support they can provide you? Money is not everything. Money to Dalaji bhi de denge. But Lalaji fir money deke, they will create a lot of pressure. So investment has to be taken for people who are with you in the journey, who believe in you, and they allow you to operate freely. And they are like the people, like our investors are like people who would say, "Acha, batao, tumhe help kya chahiye?" They would not intervene into your day-to-day work. Uh, they will only add value. They will only ask what help items you need, and that's how a company is built. If you take from somebody who has money, he would give money and then he will start asking for returns very soon. And then those problems in the startup starts to emerge, that pressure ho gaya, you're putting the pressure on the employees and other, and you're not able to focus on the work and you have to give returns. So be very wise when starting the journey. Take people who can go along the journey and who have vision this as same as yours.
Yes. So these are the golden insights, I must say. And students who are planning to build a startup should take note on this. So yeah, that's it from my side. If anyone is having any question or any query, they can ask in the chat box or they can raise their hands. The house is open to questions. And if not, then we will be wrapping up soon. Anyone? Or what you can do, you can just drop in the chat box. I will route the questions to ma'am and we will be getting back to you. So I think, ma'am, they're done for today. So, Shilpa,
Okay, thank
ma'am,
you so
thank
much.
you so much for sharing your story, your struggles, and your wisdom with us today. From building a tech enabled solution to standing up for policyholders and from facing the sharks to scaling up the purpose, you have shown us what it truly means to be a change maker. You have not only educated us about the insurance space but also inspired each one of us to believe that ideas backed by passion and integrity can truly change lives. To all our students watching, this is what real learning looks like. Let's take this knowledge and energy forward into our own careers and ventures. Remember, Whiteboard Foundation is committed to skilling India, supporting startup dreams, and connecting students to internship and mentorship opportunities, and that too free of cost. Because we believe you are the future of Viksit Bharat 2047. Once again, thank you so much, Shilpa ma'am, for your time, and
Thank
thank you
you. Thank you,
everyone for being
everyone.
a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.